everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm going to show you a game I've been so excited for. This is Oathsworn, the narrative campaign boss battling game, one of my top picks from last year when I previewed it, and I got a review copy recently. I think it's delivering in the UK and should be delivering in the US soon. What I'm going to show you in this video is one of the boss battles in the game, not the first one, because I wanted to get to something a bit more interesting. This is one of the first 5, but I'm not going to spoil which one it is, and I'm not going to show you the campaign kind of narrative, choice-based side of the game, because I don't want to have any spoilers. But again, this is one of the first 5 bosses, so you would fight this person eventually in the early part of the campaign. So Oathsworn is mostly a boss battler where you're facing against one main enemy, although there are scenarios where you play against multiple enemies or like enemies with minions. And you're moving around on a hex-based board. They sent me the extra terrain packs. That's where these nice plastic terrain pieces come in. In the regular game, they would just be tiles. And then the boss, if you get the standee version of the game, would just be a big giant standee. And then our 4 miniatures over here are our heroes. We'll meet them in a second. And heroes come in 2 kinds. They can either be full heroes with decks of cards and kind of this cool cooldown mechanic, battle flow they call it, which I'll get to soon. In this case, I'm using a single full hero, the Cur, kind of like a backstabbing rogue character. But you always have to have a full complement of 4 heroes, and you can fill in any number of those heroes with what are called companions. What you see here is everything I need for all 3 other companions. So they're not too tough to run. They're like a little bit simpler than maybe a hero in Descent, Legends of the Dark would be to play, whereas the main heroes I would compare to a bit more in the level of something like Gloomhaven. Maybe not quite that complex, but kind of close to it. You've also got components for the boss. In this case, we are fighting a satyr. And they have a little board with their individual dice. These are their hit point dice. To fully defeat the boss, you have to remove every single die, tick it down from 6 to 0. They have special rules. In this case, the satyr transfixes us with hallucinations and messes us up. They also have their defense stats, their attack stats, and then you can always see the topmost card of their activation deck. I'm just keeping it over here. So you can see at any given time what they're going to do in the next round. Now, speaking of rounds, let's go through the steps of a round. So the first step of a round is the refresh phase. You skip that in the first round, but basically full heroes will be using these animus tokens or gems or whatever. You spend them to move, you spend them to play your ability cards, and then at the beginning of the round, in each refresh phase, you gain as much animus back as your regen stat to give you more stuff to use. Additionally, your cards will be battle flowing around your player board, and at the beginning of each turn, you get to take back all the ones in the 0 flow position back into your hand. So basically they slowly, kind of in a cooldown mechanic, work around your board until they come down here and you get them back. Now for companions, it's a lot simpler. They only have 2 animus gems, basically representing the 2 actions they can take each turn. You get both of those back each turn. And then additionally, each of them has 2 different abilities. I actually haven't selected the right abilities here yet. They can use on their turn. You mark those with cubes when they're used, and those cubes come off. So they're available again at the beginning of each turn. After the refresh phase, you complete a series of player turns. On each turn, a character can move and use 1 ability card, but players are allowed to skip their turn and then like come back in later. They can just move, they can just use an ability. So in a way, it's really freeform. You could technically have the same player go like 3 times in a row if it was important, but they do just have kind of that basic structure of each of you taking 1 turn to keep things moving with multiple players. Now, the most important part of a player's turn are the ability cards. Each ability card will have the animus it costs in the upper left. That means how many gems you move over into your unavailable area. And then they'll have the battle flow kind of cooldown position it goes into in the upper right. So the higher the number, the longer it'll be before you get that ability card back. Then they have the options for the actions you can use for the cards, separated by horizontal lines. Some of them only have a single option, like the throwing daggers here, but the backstab has like 2 options. A lot of these are attacks because you need to play cards to attack. There's no like inherent attack mechanic for full characters. Some of them also have this hand icon. That means they're an interrupt, generally a defensive ability either for you or another player. And additionally, all the cards have values at the bottom here, although that's a 0, which can be used when you're getting attacked. You basically put the card up in the correct spot on your battle flow area to temporarily add that amount of defense to your defense value. Defense value being right here above this blue shield, and that's determined by your armor and shields and such. Like, for example, my Cur is currently using a rat fur tunic, which gives him 2 shields total. And what you just saw as an item, by the way, they also have the little cooldown battle flow icons. Basically, you can put them in the indicated spot for some kind of bonus. It doesn't change the fact that they still add to your defense, or in the case of weapons, that they add these might tokens that let you roll better dice or draw better cards. The game lets you choose to either roll dice or draw cards, or a mix of both for each time you attack. Characters can additionally have injuries. Just the Kerr has one. He's got a broken arm. These you have to play at the beginning of your turn, and they do like nasty things, but then they go into the exact same battle flow. And how battle flow works is you put cards there, and whenever you play a card to an area that already has at least one card, all the other cards that are there flow one into the next lower spot. There are also abilities that can just flow things for you. And again, whenever they get flowed from 1 to 0 at the end of that turn, you're going to get, or sorry, the beginning of the next turn, you're going to get that card back into your hand. And again, you can also move for each gem you spend, or for the companions, they just spend one of their 2 actions to move a set amount. But full characters for each gem, they can move 1 hex. You can't move into where obstacles are. You can't move into other characters, friendly or enemies. You got to walk around each other. But besides that, your options are pretty open. All right, there are more details with like how you attack the enemy, and whenever you break one of their dice, take away all of the health on it, they get a free activation. They'll like level up and do stronger stage cards, stronger attacks as they go. The satyr himself has his hallucination cards, but you'll see all that in play. Let's just get right into it and kill. All right, so you can see the bottom of the satyr's base at the north there. I've got my ranger, a ranged character who is very hurt because you do get hurt and also get bonuses based on the choices you make and how you do in the story-based mode before you get to the boss. So she got her butt kicked. She's very squishy right now. We got to make sure she doesn't die. I've got my Ursus Warbear here. He's still got full life. My Warden, who's kind of like a tank. The Ursus tends to do a lot of damage, but he's also kind of tanky. My Warden over here is a bit of a tank and a protector. He's got 5 life left. And then my Kerr, my only full character, again, kind of like a backstabbing rogue, he's got full life left as well. And you always want to see what the boss is going to do. Stream of Darklight. The satyr raises its staff, and the man bound there screams. A stream of Darklight vomits forth from his mouth toward you. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the miniature. I'll probably have a close-up of it in the beginning of this video, so you might have already seen it. But he's got like a dude like trapped to his staff. It's kind of freaky. So you do everything on the card. So Transfix is his special ability. Basically, he adds a hallucination to the Oathsworn hero that has the fewest hallucination cards, and it gets resolved immediately, forcing you to do some kind of nasty thing. If everyone has the same number of hallucination cards, as is the case right now, then he does it to the Oathsworn that is furthest away. Then he's going to target the Oathsworn with the least number of hallucinations. In the case of ties, select the closest, so here it'll be any of the ones except for the furthest away Oathsworn. And then he's going to do a range 6 attack. This icon means he's attacking the sword one. This claw means that it's keyed to one of his body parts, and if we destroy the die on that body part, for the claw I'm guessing it's probably one of his side attacks, then he'll deal less damage. And he has Chain range 2. This is a more advanced ability. You don't see this on the first boss. Basically means if other targets, like think of Chain Lightning, if other targets are within range 2 of the initial target, they'll get hit 2, but the attack gets weaker each time. So we're just going to try to stay more than 2 spaces away from each other. And it says it'll only target Oathsworn and allies, so if there were like other minions, maybe he's going to summon minions later, it wouldn't affect them. And then he moves 3 southwest. A lot of the boss cards will just like have them move a specific way. In this case, that means he's just going to kind of move down here, and he'll just smash trees that he ends his move on. So we'll have the west kind of cleared out. But it also helps to know that he's going in that direction. So since we probably can't actually reach him this turn for an attack, we might want to go closer to where he's going to be. So again, we can kind of go in whatever order we like. And the companions have most of the same stuff I do. They've got might cubes, so the warden can use a yellow die or card instead of white, which is like the basic color if he wants to when he attacks. He's got 5 health left. He's got 6 defense, very high. The companions have higher defense because they can't boost it with cards like you can. And then these are combat tokens. We earned a ton of these during the story mode beforehand. So I'll explain how they work as we go. Also, companions have items just like I do, except whereas our items go on cooldown, their items are single use. So he can use this falchion to boost his defense once per the battle. And their 3 options are to move a set amount. All of us can only move 4, my 3 companions. They can do a regular melee attack, or for my ranger, an attack with her bow at range 4. Or they can perform one of their 2 special abilities. They have an archetype card here. You can choose which side you want to use before each battle. It gives you access to 2 abilities. And this is how companions, or one of the ways companions level up as you go through the campaign. They unlock new and more powerful archetype cards. So the Warden, my tank who's going first, he's got Taunt. After a stage card is drawn or before an enemy moves, force one enemy within range 6 to focus on you rather than their current target. The stage card plays out as though you are the target for any one effect on the card. So he can force himself to be the one who gets targeted. And this symbol, again, the hand means it's an interrupt, so it's a defensive ability. And the little X through animus means it doesn't cost him any animus. Usually, to perform a special ability, they have to use one of their 2 actions. The taunt is kind of like a free bonus he gets each turn. He can also do the chain drag. He moves 2, then selects an adjacent character and draws 2 yellow cards, or again, rolls 2 yellow dice. Knock back the character in any direction, a number of hexes equal to the result of the highest card. And knockback just means move them. After the target stops, place yourself in any hex adjacent to the target. You can also knock them like into terrain and trees and stuff to do extra damage. So that's fun. But for now, he's just gonna, I think, probably walk 8, right? And I want him or the Ursus to be the one getting hit. So I guess one of them wants to be close. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's actually close enough to maybe hit the guy this turn. Because he has both of these tokens here. For player characters, this combat token lets you get 2 animus back, so you can do more actions. And this card lets you battle flow. The battle flow token means you pick 1 spot around your player board and flow every single card there 1 space. But for the companions, both of these tokens either let them move 2 spaces or do an attack, although they don't get any bonuses if they miss the attack, so you usually want to do weaker attacks with that. You can also use these to reshuffle your might deck, but I'm just going to use dice for everybody. That's just how I roll, so we won't worry about that use. But that does mean the Warden could use one of those to move 2 extra spaces and then do an attack on the guy, or heck, he could use his chain drag to move 2 and then throw the guy maybe like into one of the trees or something. That seems kind of fun, right? So he's using a crystal to perform a special ability. It says move 2, select an adjacent character, draw 2 yellow, I'm going to roll them, and then they go back the distance of the higher die. So I guess we'll go 1, 2. And here are the dice. Every die has 2 blank faces. That's going to be important when we get to actual combat rolls in a second. This is more of a special ability. But the better number... Ooh, there we go. So we are throwing him 3, but for large bosses, they move half the value rounded up. So he's only going to move 2 hexes. So I guess I'll have him go like 1, 2, get a little closer to all our friends. Then I said I can move to any adjacent hex, so let's just put me right behind the guy, right? This is important, by the way, because the tiebreaker for enemies when they're trying to do basically anything is the northmost hex and then the westmost hex. So having the Warden up there, my guy with the best defense, means that it's very likely the Satyr will attack him. He's clearly not going to be within 2 hexes of anybody else since he just kind of teleported around the guy. So we should be fairly safe for that chain attack that's about to happen. All right, next I think I'll do our Ursus Warbear. He can move 4, attack. He's got this halberd that gives him... Ooh, actually, yeah, it's supposed to be a red instead of a yellow. So we can use a slightly better die for one of his attack dice when he attacks. And he has Ironhide. He makes an attack, and if the target takes any damage, he gains a free defense token. That's pretty awesome. Or Batter. If he's moved 2 or less this round, he attacks with +2 damage and knockback 3. That's awesome. But for now, I'm pretty sure all he can do is just run up. Actually, you know what? I'm 99% sure that's not true because he has the same tokens as the other people. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and then he's only 1 away from the boss, so he'll be able to use a token to move up. So we're only going to do one of his actions for now. Because I do want my archer to get a shot on this guy. That shouldn't be too tough for her to do. She'll take an action to move 4, get next to a tree. Her 2 special abilities are Tree Run. If you're adjacent to an obstacle, place yourself in an empty hex that is adjacent to an obstacle within range 7. So she can, for one of her actions, kind of like teleport almost 7. Or Ricochet, it's an attack. It targets an additional enemy within range 4. That one's going to be useless unless some minions show up or something. But she will go ahead and take a regular short bow attack. She has range 4, and this guy's 1, 2, 3, 4 away. And only obstacles like the trees and walls block line of sight. So there's no worries there. So let's show how attacks work for the heroes. She's got the bow, which is giving her a yellow might die. What that means is she can start out with a yellow die, better than the white dice, but then for any check you can add as many white dice as you want. But you don't want to add this many because if you get 2 or more blanks, the entire attack misses. Now that's not too bad because you do get back any tokens you spent on the attack, and you also get a bonus token for missing. It's your determination showing up. But generally speaking, you want to try to do like, usually I find 3 or 4 dice attacks, unless I'm spending reroll tokens to make sure it hits, are sort of the sweet spot. And these ones with like kind of laurels or like little symbols around them are crits. They let you roll another die of the same color, except you never suffer from a blank there. You just remove it if you roll that, so they never hurt you. But yeah, let's go for an attack of 4, see how she does. Ooh, pretty good. Pretty darn good. So she's got a crit white. Oh my gosh. Do crits crit into crits? And yes, indeed they do. This is pretty awesome. Okay, well, that one doesn't matter. So she did 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 damage. Pretty absurd. Now, first we have to figure out where the guy has been hit. So you've got this arrow in the front of his spot, and like the 3 hexes in front of that are sort of like his front facing, and then the 3 hexes on both of these sides are his side facing, the 3 hexes in the back. So you've got, what is that, 12 hexes around the guy in general. So here, this is very clearly in his front arcs. We're hitting his front die. Now, damage works for heroes and enemies is the defense value becomes a divider, and you divide and drop any remainder. So here we did 11 damage, so 3 divides into 11 3 times. It's basically the 9 part of it. And then the extra 2/3 after dividing by 3 is lost. So we're doing 3 damage, but not quite 4. One more hit would have done 4. So we tick this die down to its 3 face. His front, ooh, that has a little mouth icon for when he does those kind of attacks. It'll weaken him once he loses that. His face is half dead. When we kill that, he gets a free activation in addition to his activation that's going to happen after we've all gone. But we don't have to worry about that yet. All right, now my bear has still got an action. We're going to use this 2 Animus token to move him up to 2 spaces, and then he's going to activate his batter ability. Oh, that's right, he can't batter because he's moved more than 2 this round. So he'll do his Ironhide attack to gain a defense instead. So first he can move up to 2, and actually I often don't like to destroy body parts too quickly, because when you start destroying a lot of dice, then the boss automatically accelerates to better stage cards that are more damaging. So I like to get like a whole bunch of his body parts down to low health, although it is good to finish them off so that you aren't suffering the extra damage from them. So well, I'm not sure what the right answer is. But yeah, he moved 2 with his free token. Now he's going to attack. He's got a red die, the second best die, goes up to 4 with his halberd. And what the heck, we're feeling lucky, and he's got a lot of rerolls. Let's go, oof. Okay, so right now I'm only doing 4, which only hurt the guy once. So I could use some rerolls here. He's got quite a lot. And since I'm doing the Ironhide ability, I'll get a defense if I reroll and hit. So sure, I'm going to use one of these redraw/reroll tokens. I'm calling it reroll since I have dice. And reroll one of the whites because I need to have okay. He's got 3 more of them. So what the hey? We'll use another one. That's a second reroll. Okay, there we go. Ooh, and we got extra 6. We'll actually do 2 damage with the guy's 3 defense. Now again, the nice thing with the game is, let's say I had missed on that second reroll. Any reroll tokens or these what are called empowerment tokens, which let you raise up your dice by 3 levels. So you could like make 1 white die become a black die. That's 3 levels up. Or make 3 white dice become yellow dice, 1 level up each. If you use any of these or any reroll tokens, then you still end up missing. You get a free combat token of your choice, and you get all of these back. So you don't get punished if you go like really crazy for a hit and still end up missing. You just get all the stuff you spent back. But yes, I'm hitting his left flank. And again, that was 6 damage. This is down to 4. And then his Ironhide ability says he gets a shield if he did at least 1 damage. Shields can be used after the enemy attack is resolved to add to your own defense, like his 5 would become 6 or 7 to make the division work out better for you. All right, so heck yeah, last person is my Kerr. And simply put, he is far as heck away. How far is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why did I put him so far away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just move him 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nobody's within 2 hexes of each other. At least right now, the hallucination could change that. All right, so there we go. That is 6. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. Injuries like his broken arm have to be played at the start of the turn if you're in your hand. And it says put all your weapon cards on cooldown. And it goes to the 3 spot. So that means his Shiv and his Incisor, these are bonus weapons he got. These give him bonuses when he rolls a critical on an enemy, but they're both hanging out doing nothing right now. You know what the heck? I'm going to spend 1 gem to play my basic 0 battle flow cards. This will come back at the start of next turn, and I can pick one of the 3 options. I'm going to spend the 1 gem to battle flow 1 card. And then Shank goes there. It'll come back. I'm going to battle flow the Shiv to 1. And now next turn, if I play a card into the 1 spot, both those will come back and I'll have my weapons back pretty quickly. So the broken arm isn't hurting me too much. But that's my Kerr's whole turn. He didn't really get into much, did he? All right, so now we get into the stage effect. And again, this guy's going to transfix, which means we're drawing a hallucination card for the Oathsworn that has the fewest or the one that is the furthest away. And yeah, my Kerr is 4 away. I thought it'd be fun for me to be the one hallucinating. Let's see what it says. Piggyback. You remember how fun piggybacks are? Why do you not do this anymore? Whee! Do not spend animus on this action. The closest friendly character to you must spend 2 gems if possible, 1 gem if they're a companion or ally. They then suffer knockback 2 in a random direction, then place yourself in the closest empty hex to them. Okay, so I'm, who is it? Yeah, I'm jumping on the the archer's back. She doesn't have any animus suspend, so that part doesn't hurt her, but she gets knocked back in a random direction, which is not great because if she gets pushed into the wall or pushed into the tree or pushed into the satyr, all of that would be bad for her health, and she already has the least life. So we're hoping for like directly north or northeast. Those would all be fine. Northwest, no. So she gets slammed into this tree, takes 1 automatic damage. Brings her down to 2. Now, don't worry. If she dies, I get an ally to use instead of her, but you don't want that to happen because that's how you get the injury cards. And then what happened? I get on the closest empty hex. I think I have to pick the northwesternmost one if it's tied. So it wasn't that fun. And now the Kerr has a piggyback card. Doesn't do anything else except mark that he has 1 hallucination card, which means that he will not be the priority for hallucinating next time. Okay, then for the attack part, within range 6, he's targeting the Oathsworn with the fewest hallucination, which is any of the other 3. And yeah, the Warden and the Bear are the closest. They're both at range 1. And then he's going to prefer the Warden because he is from further north. So he'll suffer the attack, and then it would chain to the next person in range 2, which is going to be nobody, and then the satyr will move 3 southwest. So the satyr attacks pretty viciously, a black, 2 red, and 2 yellow. The game very clearly encourages you to use the cards for enemies, because it keeps them, the luck more kind of standardized, but I don't want to, because I don't want to shuffle them over and over again, so I'm just going to use dice for the enemies too, and if they get really bad or good luck, that's just how it goes. So the Warden has 5 life and 6 defense. If he was a character, he could play one of his cards to increase his defense, but he just has that high value of 6. He does have a shield token, and his falchion can also let him add 1 shield after an attack, but those both happen after we see how he does. And I don't think there are any other interrupts that are going to help us here. So yeah, because like his taunt clearly won't help since he's already the target. So we'll just let the dice go how they may. The enemies do not re-roll crits. They're just high values. They don't get any other bonus. They also don't miss for 2 blanks. They just kind of count things up. That doesn't look too terrible. Ooh, that was actually really lucky. 7, 10, 11. With his 6 defense, that's only 1 damage. 1 more, getting to that 12, would have made it 2. Although, of course, then he could have used his sword or his shield to block. And then the guy's moving 3 southwest. So you started with the southmost west one. He's going 1, 2, 3. So that's where he's going to end up with that southwest thing. Any obstacles he walks on, you just get destroyed. Doesn't get hurt by that. He only gets hurt by knockback into obstacles. So he's going to be here, and he faces the last hex he moved to, whereas if he ended with an attack, he would face his target as much as he could. So he's kind of left his side and rear open. Let's take advantage of that. We get to see the next card. Hurl, a crushing claw closes around you, and you are thrown bodily to the air. That sounds terrible. So he'll make somebody hallucinate. He'll move 5 to one of us, attack us. After the attack, knock us back 4 in a random direction, which will not collide with the satyr, and then move 3 northwest. So he's really going to like run into the corner. And by the way, he stops using these level 1 cards and moves on to the tougher level 2 cards once he's lost 2 body parts or once he's gone through all 5 cards. And he moves on to his stage 3 strongest cards once he's lost 4 out of 6 body parts. So we'll try to avoid that for a little while. But we're in the refresh phase. All of my people get their health back. And Lord, we need to keep that ranger from getting hit if we can. And as for me, I've got 6 of my gems coming back, so I actually still have 1 out. And I get my basic little shank card here since it's in the 0 spot. And I think I want to stab this guy in the back, which would mean I would have to be, if that's the front, that's the rear. So it would have to be here. So 1, 2, that gets me close enough. I could technically target his left flank or his rear from here. When it's equal, you can choose. And then I'm going to use, this is a typical rogue thing to do, right? Backstab costs me 4 animus, and it's going to go into my 1 spot, which will bring back both of my knives. So there we go, that's 4 gems. And I could choose to do a basic attack, that's boring, or if targeting enemy's rear, I am. Plus 5 damage to my attack, so plus 5 to whatever I roll, and I gain a lethality token. Each of the full characters has special abilities. The curse says lethality, you gain tokens from abilities. Before any attack, you can spend 1 to 5 tokens to gain plus 1 all the way to plus 10 empowerment. So like your dice can become way, way more powerful. But yeah, we're backstabbing. The knives are not back yet. I gotta wait until the start of my next turn. But my knives still give me 2 yellow dice I can use. And I have 4 rerolls, like a billion rerolls here. So what the hell? I'll add 2 white dice, and then my plus, I mean, should I do that? I'm really just kind of taking a risk. You know what? With plus 5 damage, 2 yellows and a white is fine. Oh my god. Well, I gotta re-roll because I don't want to not get the plus 5 damage. So we'll spend one of my 4 rerolls, clearly on the yellow. There we go. So that's 4 plus 5, 9. We're doing 3 damage. Who's back? And I get one of these fun lethality tokens for later. All right, so boop. There we go. All right, now let's see. My bear is not hurt. So if I can get him over to here, a little bit more northern than my cur, then he'll throw the bear instead of the cur. Although having the cur right here means that the bear might get thrown into the cur by the knockback. That part would not be great. But yeah, I still like that. So we'll use 1 gem to move the bear here. Also, although, I don't really want to hit him in the back and finish off a body part, but I guess if I gotta, I gotta. So that's one of the bear's actions. He has moved more than 3. Or sorry, more than 2. So for his second action, he'll just do a basic Ironhide attack to try to do a little bit of damage and get another defense. And I'd kind of like to not quite finish off the guy's rear, so let's see. Oh, that's not good. Didn't want to crit so much. Oh, there we go. I mean, that was a terrible roll, but it worked out well. Remember, the blanks from crits don't make me miss, but I did only do 7 damage, which is still enough for the bear to get shield. But it means we've got the rear down to a single life, not quite enough to break it yet. Again, we want to break it at some point, but it doesn't have to be now. And my Huntress is kind of just right here. She can do 2 attacks. Let's definitely do that. Just basic ones. And for now, she's going to do the rear left flank because that has 6 life, whereas this has 4. And she doesn't have a ton of rerolls, so she'll just go for some like basic attacks, try to do like a damage or 2 maybe. That's 1 damage. She'll keep it. And then her second action. Oh my gosh. What is up with this craziness here? Dude, I don't want this. I don't want this. Okay. 4, 6, 8, 11. So that was 1 damage with the first attack, and then not quite for 3 more, so she did 4 damage total. Yipes, yipes, yipes. We are smacking this guy around, although he's going to get a billion quick turns in a row later. Okay, then finally the Warden. He can't really fit in. He can do 1 action to move 4. And then he could use one of his tokens. Sure, we'll do this, although it seems like a terrible idea to have them all in like a line here. But we'll use one of his tokens to move 2, or 1 in this case. Oh wait, that's the place that has 2 life left. Maybe he won't use his token yet. He could do his chain drag again and throw the guy's right flank into the tree. Sure, he'll do that for his second action. So he can move over to 2. He'll go there. All right, and then let's see if he... Oh! That is nothing. He did not get any knockback at all. Well, he can still place himself anywhere adjacent to the target. His left side is not nearly as hurt, so he'll go here. He doesn't want to be 1 higher because then he'd be equally north with the bear, and then it'd be the westernmost who would get targeted, and he has less life than the bear, so we'll go right there. So all right, we're finished up for round 2. Now the satyr is going to hurl somebody, but first he's going to transfix the ranger. All the rest of us are range 1, and I'm not eligible because I already have 1 hallucination, so she's going to hallucinate. What fun are you doing? You believe you can fly. You believe you can touch the sky. That's not that's not a song reference we want to make anymore, is it? You jump around flapping your arms. You flap your way over to the nearest piece of terrain to get you started. Do not spend animus on this action. Move to the closest obstacle, climb it, and throw yourself off. Place yourself in a hex that is 2 hexes in a random direction from the northernmost hex of the obstacle. Lose 1 heart as you hit the ground. If you're an Avi, except for no hit points. Aren't I an Avi? Sadly, no, that's another character. Crud, is she going to really be down to 1 life? Alright, so the nearest obstacle... Oh, it's just... she's jumping off of that. She's jumping 2 in a random direction. Okay, straight north, so she just hit the ground there. Really, she got hurt just from jumping off a little wall? Well, not much we can do about it. 1 damage. That could have been a lot worse. Alright, but now comes the hurl. So you would move 5 toward his target. No need. He's targeting the bear because he's the northernmost. He's doing an attack, and then after the attack, he's going to knock him back 4 in a random direction. He won't collide with the satyr, and then he's going to run that way. All right, the bear's got 5 defense and a lot of defense tokens if he needs them, which he very well might. Oh my god, or it's the worst roll ever. So, that's 6. If he spent 2 defense tokens, he would take no damage because he would go up to 7 defense, but he can tank 1. He's still got full health otherwise. Of course, now he's going 4 in a random direction, so he's probably going to get hurt more. Oh, straight north. Well, that's actually very nice of him, because you do not suffer knockback damage from just going to the edge, so he just stops right there. Oh. Then this guy's moving 3 northwest, which would be 1, 2, and then if they reach the edge of the board, they just kind of ricochet back the way they were going. So he's going to be like that, and he was advancing in Yeah, that direction. So there we go. Actually, still very close to all of us. That's great. Maybe it's not too bad to have fewer trees around so that my archer does not want to jump out of them. All right, we get all of our gems back, except for the cur. He's still down 1. And we get our weapons. The shiv, when you critical during an attack that hits, you get to battle flow 1 card. Just move it once around. And with this one, you critical during an attack that hits, draw a red instead of the normal critical. So, like even if I critted with a white, I could choose to use a red by putting this on the 1 cooldown. So, nothing amazing. And also, items do not have a battle flow icon. You see that little X there? So they won't push ability cards back. Only ability cards push things around. But yeah, not too bad. What's our next card? A backhand. He's going to transfix somebody. A huge clawed hand backhands you through the air. Move 5 to a target. Hit him with knockback 3, and then move 3 straight north. I think... Yeah, okay, so that flank is where his hand is. Maybe I do just want to kill that this turn, because every attack, I think, like almost every attack he's done has been with that same claw icon. If you kill it, they lose their best die, so he would be rolling 2 reds and a yellow and no black. That's huge. Well, hey, the cur is happy to oblige. He's literally right there by the flank. And yeah, that's actually the front flank. So he'll go 1 there, costs 1. And I think I'll start with a good old-fashioned shank, since it'll come right back. That's just 3 gems. So I still got 3 left for another attack. And I can do the 2 yellows from my knives. I could upgrade that. Sure, let's just show you how this works. So I can do up to 3 upgrades of my dice. So let's say with all my rerolls, I was going to do that to begin with. So now I could upgrade, let's say, 2 of the 3 upgrades, move 1 of the whites to a red, and sure, I'll make 1 of the yellows into a red for the 3rd upgrade. All right, here we go, hitting the flank. Oh, lordy, lordy, that was terrible. So yeah, let's use 1 reroll to reroll a red. All right, now I won't reroll the other one, but let's just go ahead and see what this red does. Oh, that sucks. That was the crit. So that's 6. It's only 2 damage, but I'll take it. So that's this one right here. I forgot about my cards. It was a red to crit, so I don't want to use the incisor, because that would just turn a red into a red. But yeah, I can use the shiv to battle flow 1 card, which could, like, get my backstab back. Sure. Because I think I want to use Nightshade next. Now, this is a 3, which unfortunately is going to battle flow the broken arm around. But it only works if I'm targeting his flank or rear. I'm on the flank. I get a free 3 empowered. I also gain another lethality token to use later. And then if it causes him to draw a reaction card, which means if I do 4 damage to fully break that part, all attacks from that enemy during their reaction draw 1 less might card, so I can have him not roll his black die. Oh, and actually he'll have just had the thing broken, so he won't roll a red die either. So, I mean, if I can get this to be a big attack, that'd be awesome. So what the hey, let's empower it twice. Woo! So we'll say we're starting with this, and we've got 6 empowerment. 3 from the token, 3 from the card. And I think I did my math right here. The yellows became blacks for 2 each, and the white became a red for 2. And we're leaving 1 white die. Come on. Don't miss this time. Okay. Crud. Okay, I'll use one of my 2 rerolls on the black die. 4 damage is not looking super likely right now. Okay, how much is that? That's 7, that's 9, that's 3 damage. Darn it. There's pretty much no way that I can get. All right, well, I'm not going to get the bonus of finishing off the part. That's okay. So yeah, I just got it down to 1. A little bit of a bummer. So everything is hurt now except for his slightly more rear part there. Which, ooh, yes, the ranger is perfectly in line to shoot. Let's have her attack twice. And what the hey, she'll be a little bit greedier this time. In fact, I feel like she should use some of her tokens in case she dies this turn. So sure, here she'll go ahead and upgrade once. Well, let's get crazy. Upgrade twice. And she'll balance things a bit more. So she's got 6 upgrades. Now, she's only got a single reroll, so hopefully she does well. Ooh, there we go. All right, that's just 9 damage straight up. So that brings this down to 3. Then she's going to attack again, but this time as weak as she can because whichever Oathsworn actually destroys a body part is one that is automatically targeted by the card. So, you don't want that to be you when you only have 1 life left. 5. So she's just shy of doing a 2nd damage, but hey, it's still a pretty good hit. Alrighty. So yeah, we got to start blowing up some stuff. I mean, he's getting close to being done. There's only 5 cards of each stage, so it won't hurt that much to blow up 2 things and go to the stage 2 cards. So I think first I want, the bear's still got the best defense, although I have more life. I'm thinking maybe the bear runs up and smacks him for the first action to take out his weapon, because if the bear gets to right here, then he can pick to not attack his front, but to attack his side. So let's do that. So that's 1 action for the bear to get there. Although if I only move 2 to get to his front, I could batter him, but that's okay. We'll go and use his Iron Hide ability, where if he does at least 1 damage for his 2nd action, he will get a shield. And I mean, all he needs is 3 damage, so I think this is enough, right? Oh, might not be. The crit. Ooh, okay. So yeah, he'll use a reroll on the red. Seems a little silly, but... Oh, come on. He's got 1 reroll left. Fine. Now, again, I could choose to stop, get all my rerolls back, and also get a bonus token. Okay, there we go. That's enough to finish it off. So the bear breaks the guy's flank, which means all attack abilities for him that have the claw icon will now lose his best die or card, so black in this case. But he immediately resolves the backhand against the bear. At least the target part is against the bear. The transfix, I believe, still goes against whoever he would normally target. And then he'll have a new card after the Warden and the Cur and them all finish their turn up. So his transfixing, he wanted the person without hallucinations. They both already have one. Then he wants the furthest away. Both these guys are already 1 away, so it's going to be the bear who's hallucinating. I don't know if that's great. It's so beautiful. How could you want to attack something so beautiful, so majestic, so perfect? Keep this card until the end of the round phase of the next round. Oh. Any attacks you make against the satyr will miss on only 1 blank instead of 2 at the end of the round of the next round. So the bear's turn is finished right now, but the entire next turn he's going to miss on 1 miss instead of 2. Ouch. And he still thinks the satyr is beautiful, even as the satyr smacks him upon the face. So he's going to target him. It does have a claw, so the satyr's not going to roll the black die. Then he's going to knock him back 3, not in a random direction, just directly away this time, and then move 3 north. The knockback parts. Luckily, nothing in the bear's way in the direction he'll be going, so he won't take any extra damage. All right, bear's got 5 defense, 5 life, 4 defense tokens if he needs them. That's an 8. So we'd have to spend all 4 tokens to prevent 1 damage. Now he'll just go down to 4 life. Then the satyr says, bye-bye, and the bear goes straight back. Then the satyr moves 1, 2, 3, bounces back. And whenever a boss would move on to heroes or enemies like this, they just move straight away. That's not a knockback unless the movement says it is. So he just ends up right there, facing south. And what's his, it's the Stream of Dark Light again. So he's, oh crud, the chain attack. I think we're actually all far away enough from each other right now. So we could definitely break some more stuff. So the Warden can actually only attack the thing that's already broken. When that happens, you can choose which of the closest hexes you actually target. So if he attacked the flank, he could hit him in the front with 3 life, or the flank here with 2. The front actually has a bonus attack with teeth, so I guess he'll do that. So yeah, his first attack will just be a basic regular attack. Since he can just kind of wail on the guy, I'll just do a very basic attack here. Okay, that's 1 damage, so there's 2 left on the front. And do I want him to attack it again and break it? We'll do his weak attack again, and he'll probably just injure it again. Ooh, or do nothing. Hey, I'll take it, because now I get a free token of my choice. Now let's give him a reroll. So yeah, the satyr is looking very weak, but again, he's going to get an activation every time we kill one of these. But only his left flank has more than 2 life left. Now we get to his turn, where he's going to transfix somebody again. I believe, yeah, only the Warden, the tank, doesn't have one, so he'll take it. And then he's going to attack, I think, me, unless the Warden moves more north. But right now, he won't chain into anybody. And then he'll run southeast. All right, Warden, they're out to get me. They always wanted me dead. Or are you dead? And they're going to make sure of it unless you get them first. Do not spend animus. Oh, God. Target the closest Oathsworn. You must move into range with your weapon and attack them using 4 might cards, using your might and white cards as needed. This attack will not miss or critical, and the victim may play a defense card as usual. After this, you can act as usual. You cannot use interrupts to help the victim with this attack. No. This is bad, because now we're both going to get chain attacked. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. I'm saying oh, my gosh, because, 1, 2, 3... He has to go right here. That's the closest Oathsworn. Ooh, but actually, if the satyr attacks the cur first, no, then it'll chain into him, then chain into her. But I think, yes. If he uses his taunt ability, he'll be the first one to get attacked, and then it'll chain into the cur, I believe, and then it won't chain into her. So we can prevent her from dying if we do that. By the way, he's attacking me with these. Yeah, the cur, not the strongest defender. He's only got 2. But 2 defense, 2 defense. I can play 1 of these. Ooh, 3 from the smoke bomb. And also my rat fur tunic has an ability to put it in cooldown 3. If it says after damage is drawn against you, reduce that damage by 2. I want to save a smoke bomb for when the boss attacks me in a second. Let's do something more basic and use throwing daggers to add 2 to my defense, so it's 4 instead of 2. Still pretty terrible. Warden, I'm your buddy. Don't kill me. Oh. Okay, so it's no crits and no misses. So that's actually only 1 damage because 5 divided by 4. So I'm down to 5. Okay, and then again, he wants to target the Oathsworn with the least hallucinations or the closest, which would be the Cur. But the Warden, for none of his crystals, is going to taunt so that it's him instead. Which, again, I believe means he'll get hit and then the Cur. And this is a claw attack, so the black die is gone. Yeah, I'm going to use a smoke bomb to raise my defense to 5. So it's a single roll, but the lowest die that is not a blank is taken away for each additional target. So the Cur will get a little bit less damage than the Warden, who has 6 defense. So that's 7 against the Warden, and then 6 against the Cur. So that's going to be 1 damage to each of them. Although what the hey, might as well use the rat fur tunic to reduce it to only 4 damage against the Cur, which means his defense got boosted to 5. He'll take no damage. The Warden, however, is down to 3 life. Okay, then he moves 3 southeast. That's right in the direction he is. So 1, 2, 3. So she'll get pushed to here. He'll get pushed to here. And he is right in the muck. And his next card is going to be a Her, which is his last level 1 card. So even if I destroy a second body part right here, usually you'd get rid of all the level 1s and just have level 2s on top of the deck because it goes level 1, level 2, level 3. But here we'll suffer no extra effects from hurting him except that we get hurled. And I'm getting some of my stuff back and my backstab and shank. I'm definitely running out of cards. Could get my 2s like to battle flow, like with my battle flow token, and then play a 1 and get all of them back next turn, although it would also give me my broken arm again. Let's see, Bear has less life than me, but better defense. So let's have him go 1, 2, 3, 4, right to the front, I guess. And then for his second action, he can attack with his Iron Hide to gain some more defense. The guy's got 2 life left. So what the hey, Bear will use a +3 empowerment. Oh, crap, that's right. He misses on a single miss. And he has no rerolls left? Maybe I should. Okay, well, we'll see how we go. He'll do this. He'll upgrade with the 3 empowerment, his white to a black. And then, but he didn't do, he did do enough. Yes, the guy had 2 life left on the front. Haha, perfection, Bear. Even though you love the satyr, you still hit him. Okay, so now the satyr's going to hurl him. Oh, but first he transfixes somebody. Oh, and crud, it's me, because we're all within range 1, and we all have 1 card. All right, what am I doing? The walls are closing in. Are these trees moving? They're definitely moving and moving toward you. You must get away from them before they get you. Move as close as possible to the center hex of the board, spending Animus as usual. Once you are as close as possible to the center hex, gain I think it's like an immobilized token. Yep, it means I can't move until the end of the next Oathsworn turn. I have to move toward the center. Where is the center? Oh, I think it's that skull. So what is that? 1, 2, 3. I just wasted 4 Animus. That's a bummer. Okay, and then he's hurling the Bear. It is a claw attack, so we'll lose the black die, and then it's 4 in a random direction. Won't collide with him, and then he goes northeast. All right, come on, Bear. Tank it. Tank it. That was pretty good. 6. You know what the hey? The Bear will go ahead and use 2 defense to raise his defense to 7, so he does not get hurt. But he is still getting thrown 4 straight north. Yay! Nobody's there to be bothered. Okay, this guy's moving northeast. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh, he's just like presenting his back to the rogue? Huh, can I resist that? Well, a good way to see is what he's going to do. Gore. Hate-filled eyes round on you, as do 2 deadly horns. Transfix. Ooh, this is nice. It's a bite attack, which is what we just damaged with his head. Oh, and then charge through. Draw once and apply the full damage to all targets. So let's see. First he would turn to face me, and he'd prefer the slightly more western look, which would be that way. And then he would charge straight through. Ooh, which would actually miss everybody. It would just hit me. I can handle that. I can handle that. Oh, wait, that's assuming that I actually have a card that can attack with 2. Oh, I know. I'll use my 2 Animus to get 2 back. Let's see, I can attack his right side with 2 life or his back with 1 life. I've got 4. I guess I'll do the shank for 3. Save 1. I've got nothing except lethality. If I want to do 2 damage, 2 lethality will let me empower twice. I only have 1 reroll, so I'm just going to change both these into reds and roll with it. All right, come on, I need 6 damage. Ooh, that's a lot. I could use my Incisor to turn that white crit into a red, but I've already done more than enough damage, so it doesn't matter. So yep, that flank is gone. And he is gore in my face after he transfixes. Transfix is definitely going to be the Warden, since these 3 each have 1 card and he's the furthest away. Dancing Marionette, that doesn't sound good. Your body moves to the satyr's silent tune. You try to resist, but it's hard not to dance. Draw a black and attempt to move a number of hexes equal to the number shown in a random direction, spending animus as normal. Companions spend animus if they have to move whatever the distance. If you run out of animus during this move, place the highest cooldown card in your hand on cooldown. This triggers battle flow. Okay, so he's just going to move. That's not too bad. Clearly not as bad as attacking a friend. So he moves 3. That'll use up 1 of his 2 actions for the turn. Oh, which direction? North. So I guess he's definitely not going to help us with the satyr. Okay, now this guy is going to gore my face. So he turns, and again, the tiebreaker is going to be which is more northern or more west. So he's going to face this side, since straight down or southwest would both work. And then charge through means he's going to basically charge through these 3 spaces for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this defense, I'm going to use dodge. Instead of playing a defense card, so I gain 2 shields, I'll have 4 defense. But then I guess the amount of damage the enemy will draw, or roll in this case, and if I'm within 1 of the correct answer, I ignore all the damage. That would be amazing. And this, by the way, is a 2, so it battle flows all of those. I think I'll probably use my little battle flow token before the turn is done to get all this stuff back. If I'm alive, that is. All right, so 4 defense. What's the average for these dice? So the reds are average 3. And the yellows average like a bit more than 2, but then you also have the blanks. So that's like 10-ish. Let's be pessimistic and say 10 and not go lower. Like, assume they won't roll any blanks. No, darn it. Oh, this is bad. That is 12 damage. So with my defense of 4, that'll hit me for 3 damage. If I raise my defense to 5, that will only hit me for 2 damage. So I don't have to use my other defense. So let's do that. Yeah, I already used my ret for a tunic, so I'm down to 3 life. I don't want my guy to get injured again. I'd really rather somebody else get injured this time. All right, only 3 dice left. And he's got another Dark Light Explosion. Oh my gosh. Explosion. Transfix. Attack. Knockback 2. Area of effect. The attack targets all adjacent enemies. Oof. Okay, and then he moves 3 south. Well, this is great to know it's coming, because if we all move so we're not adjacent, then yeah, we don't get hit at all. That's amazing. So you still got actions. Okay, the warden's off in no man's land. The archer can attack twice still, but she would probably break a card. So what if she moves like 1, 2, 3, 4? That puts her in the satyr's left front, which is where she can attack. And then for her second action, she'll attack. There's 4 life there. So I'm not going to be worried about her killing the guy. In fact, you know what the hey? She's got 2 tokens. Oh, that's right. You can use these to move to or just to do an attack. The key thing with the attacks from these for the companions is that you don't get your tokens back if you miss. You don't get a free token for missing. So she wants to do weaker attacks. But she can do 2 free attacks plus her regular attack. All right, so let's try to get that 4 damage down to almost nothing. So this is her first free attack. Remember, on a miss, she just gets nothing. Or she just didn't do enough damage. Okay, second free attack with the token. Oh, that's a lot. That's 4, 5, 8. So 2 damage. There's 2 left. So those are both the token ones. Here's her second actual regular attack. Okay, so that didn't do anything either. She could reroll to get it down to 1 life, but whatever. It's at 2 life. I'm fine with that. And finally, the warden does not want to move next to the guy. He's about to move south. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just get the warden closer with his second action. And I believe the bear is the farthest away for the hallucination this time. Shared hallucination. Misery loves company. All Oathsworn suffer knockback 2 in a random direction. What? Oh, crud. All right, so warden. Southwest. That's fine. He's not hurt. Oh, God, please don't walk next to him and get blown up. Archer, southeast. Ah, she smashes into the wall and kills herself. No! So at the start of the next turn, we'll spawn in an ally. Again, she's not dead, but she's going to get an injury, which is unfortunate. Okay, how about the bear? I don't mind if you move closer. There we go, southwest. I'll take that. And then I guess this ignores... Oh, that's right. My little unable to move thing went away at the end of my turn. Don't run into that tree. South, straight into the tree. Take a damage. I'm down to 2 life. Dang these hallucinations. All right, and then we do this all adjacent enemies, which doesn't do anything. Finally, he moves 3, smashing this wall to pieces. 1, 2, 3. So he's like just literally in the corner. All right, his new card is Mind Break. It knows you are least affected by its strange powers. Pointing toward you, you feel it reach into your mind in an attempt to snap your will. Oh my gosh, all Oathsworn draw and resolve one hallucination card? Oh my gosh, and then he attacks with a bite, which won't do as much damage. Then he moves southwest. Wow. Because at this point, I just basically have to hit him 3 times. But, you know, I'm going to get hit a lot for doing so. Well, you know who we don't mind dying? Ally number 1! Yay! The archer lives again, except not really. So they can spawn in on any hex side. We'll just have him be right here. And I guess right here to get that damaged one. So yeah, it's almost impossible for a character to be eliminated. I've got like these regular man-at-arms. I'm going to use one of them because you can get them back. And also if they die, it's not that big of a deal because allies can die permanently. I have some like named allies that might actually matter if I have them later in the story. So he's got a basic yellow die. He's got 3 defense. He's got 6 life. He gets 2 actions just like a companion. He can move 4. He can attack. Yeah, nothing too special. So let's attack once, see what happens, and then we can attack again. He's got 2 life where I'm hitting him. That didn't cut it. So I guess he'll get a reroll in case he misses embarrassingly again. Well, you know what? No, he'll get an empowered for 3 empowerment. Oh, there we go. That's way more than enough. Which means he will get targeted, and then since we have 4 damage things, we are going to move on to the stage 3 worst cards. All right, so Mind Break, all Oathsworn draw hallucinations, not the little man-at-arms guy, at least. And we all have 2, so we'll start with the bear. What does he do? Recurring Nightmare. Keep this card for the rest of the encounter. Oh, if this is a companion, shuffle this into the deck and draw another one, because it would be like a messing up card in my hand. Okay, Mind War. Its eyes fell on you. You feel the shape of the mania. You clutch it with your mind and fight it with all your strength. Okay, do a basic check. So basic checks just mean you're using white dice or cards. If you succeed, you gain a defense. If you fail, lose 1 heart. That's not too bad. All right, so 6 is pretty tough. We'll try 4 and see if we get lucky. Oh, we might get a reroll from that crit. Wow, we got 6. Bear's mind is stronger. He actually got a bonus from the boss for that. That was great. Okay, next is me. I'm not looking forward to this. It's under my skin. Something long and wriggling is moving beneath your skin. Get it out. Get it out. Do not spend animus. Attack yourself using 4 might cards. Oh, I have to use my 2 daggers. This attack cannot miss or critical. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Oh, Lord. I only have 2 life left. What's the best? Blind is 2 more defense. Backstab is 2 more defense. All right, well, let's do backstab and get all these things into the 0 space. I don't know if it'll matter because it's only 4 defense. I think I might potentially die here. Okay, 7 with 4 defense, only 1. So I am still alive. Wow. That doesn't seem like it'll last long. Finally, the Warden. They are everywhere. Do not spend animus. Move to the closest obstacle. Place your highest cooldown card. If you're a companion, lose 1 combat token of your choice. Okay, so that's not too terrible. So he just moves over here for free. And then I'll get rid of... Actually, the free movement one would let him attack twice. His defense? I don't think he needs 1 defense. But let's not forget, all that was from the man-at-arms attacking. Now he's going to get bitten, and then the guy's going to move 3 southwest. So he turns to say hello. This guy's only got 3 defense and no way to increase it. Whoa. Whoa. 1 damage, man-at-arms. Go, you! And he's moving 3 southwest, which means he would actually go there and then, like, bounce back to there. All right, so remaining level 2 cards go when we get a level 3 on top. Wave of Darklight. Transfix, move 5 towards the center of the board. Attack in a wave. If no one can be hit by the wave, move 4 southwest. Basically, he shoots in a 3-hex wave from the center of the board. Everyone that he can hit. Whew. I think I'm on the center, right? Yeah. So if he went right there, I would get pushed, I think, straight north. He would get pushed there. So pretty good chance he could hit like both the bear and the warden. Ooh, although if the warden's the one who attacks him, I think he'll only hit one of us, and then the bear should be right next to him to finish him off. So yep, we're doing it. We're doing it. Warden's going to move 1 and then attack. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't much matter. I mean, it kind of does. He's going to be attacking in the back where he needs to do 1 damage. The bear will need to do 2. Although the bear is not charmed anymore, so that shouldn't be too hard. So what the hey, Warden, you're doing 3 boosts and they'll go away anyway. How about just 3 black dice? That sound good to everybody? What? 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 Okay, he's got 2 rerolls. Let's go ahead and use them because we'll get them all back if this still misses. There we go. Pulled it out, used every token he has, basically. All right, so the satyr has 1 die left. Now he's doing his Wave of Dark Light. And since we're all tied, he's going to hallucinate the Werebear. Primal Rage. Do not spend animus on this action. You snap. Move into a range and attack the closest character. Darn it. He's definitely going to kill me. I'm using 5 cards, including your might. This attack cannot miss or crit. Yeah. All right. Jeez. So I didn't think I'd be injured by the Werebear, but apparently that's how it goes. All right, so best I've got is Blind to give me a 4 defense. But I don't think the bear is going to do less than... What? I'm still alive somehow. The bear, he still recognized me some way. His mind is too powerful. Oh, he only moves 5 towards the center of the board? He's definitely going to blast them both. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would get him right to it. So we'll smash the tree. He'll push me to there. And he's right here. And he's absolutely going to go whoosh, wave us both. And unfortunately, the Warden's card says it has to be a target, and the wave doesn't include a target. It says hitting as many people as possible, so I don't think that it's eligible. This time I have literally no defense cards for the Cur, so he just has 2 defense. The bear should be fine, though. He's got like a billion things. Okay, 8. So I am knocked out. But the bear, what the heck? Let's just show off. 4 defense raises him to 9. No damage. He's still at 4. I should have had him attack more. But now the guy's sitting right next to him. Let's go, bear. Hit him twice. You got to do 2 damage. Ooh, and for his second attack, he'll do batter if the guy's not dead. Plus 2 damage and knock back 3. Here's his first attack. We'll keep it simple. Oh my god, bear? Or you just destroy him? And I don't believe he gets a final action. He is just gone. But ouch, my ranger was injured and my Cur was injured again. And I'm going to stop there, not show you again any of the spoilers with like the items we get or anything, but hey, just for fun, let's see. What does the ranger get? Puncture Wound. Now for companions, it's just automatic damage they take at the beginning of the encounter. But let's see, if I switch her back to being a full character, because you can do that any time you want, switch them back and forth. That hole was not there before. So it's a 3 ability. If you do not have a 3 ability card in your hand, lose 1 heart. Oh, so it just forces you to like kind of keep 3 ability cards. That's annoying. And then, oh, my Cur has a detached retina. Thankfully, God saw fit to grace you with a spare. So if you do not have 2 ability cards in your hand, place a random ability card in your hand on cooldown, and this triggers battle flow when you play this. Oh, so that's actually not that bad, because I do start with 2 ability cards at the start of the battle, so when I first play it, it's not going to do anything. But in the heat of battle, if it battle flows back around, and it's on the same spot as the the broken arm, then I could get messed up when it comes back into my hand. But that was Oathsworn, the Satyr, one of the first 5 bosses. Look at this guy, man. He goes down. And we're going to stop there. I'm sure Barrett or Colin, they're getting this one too. They'll probably do some like more campaign play, but I just wanted to show you like a spoiler-free, or mostly spoiler-free except for the boss, look at the combat. I'll have my review again once I've played through more of the campaign, probably next week. But thanks for watching, everybody. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.